You know, we talked about leaders being passionate with a kindred spirit. Minister Mohammed and I did not talk about what he's going to talk about today, but you're going to be a living witness that his message is going to be on point about why we're all here today. Welcome. All right.
A lot of familiar faces up in here. Yes. First of all, let me give glory.
Close to the mic.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, we got the old school mic.
Old school mic. Okay. First of all, let me give glory to God in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I bear witness. There is but one God, creator of all things, revealer of all truths, sender of all prophets, messengers, and warners. I greet you tonight, my brothers, my sisters, in struggle in the green words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum, which means peace be unto you. I want to first and foremost thank you for the invitation to come to talk about Houston Occupy the Vote. I want to say to you, as I started off with what appears to be a religious invocation, but I want to say to you that prayer is to religion what voting is to democracy.
Come on.
And you've got to understand that it is a sacred duty.
Yes.
It is a shame that in 2012 we have to tell people that people bled and died for you to have the right to vote.
Yes.
But it is what it is.
Yes.
What I want you to know is that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to us is that the poor have no voice. The poor have no voice. Why do we need to vote? We need to vote because someone is determined in the Supreme Court that money is free speech. So now we have someone that's running for office right now, because I know this is a nonpartisan effort, right?
That's right.
But we have someone who is who's trying to get in office, who said that corporations are people. So now I want you to understand that we are being outspent.
Yes.
But you know something? Bucks don't vote, people do.
That's right. That's right.
Bucks don't vote, people do. We have to organize, we have to mobilize, and we have to make sure that people get to the polls. Now, what they do in the polls is not up to us. Our job is to get them to the polls and to educate them what's at stake. Let me simply say this, and I have to quote the scripture, and I have to say that, you know, without a vision, the people perish.
Yes.
Without a vision, the people perish. You've got to have a vision. We got to know what kind of community we want to live in.
That's right.
What kind of city, state, and nation we want to live in. And now, because we live in a global economy, what kind of world we want to live in. We have to determine that. And as Thomas Tip O'Neill, the former Speaker of the House during the time of the Reagan administration, said, all politics are local. So what happens on a local end affects what happens globally, and what happens globally affects us what's happening locally. We now live in this instantaneous push-a-button, microwavable, instantaneous communication where while we're sleeping, other people are doing business, and when we're doing business, other people are sleeping, but the world really never sleeps because there are people up trolling the internet all hours of the night doing business. Today, money and capital are transcending the borders, so it's no longer where labor is just located in one geographical location or their capital is kept in one geographical location. Labor and capital now are jumping the borders. So we've got to be quick thinking, fast moving, right down to the modern times. That means that we are going to have to look at this vote. This is very important. You got to understand, when you look around this room, we're looking at a multicultural, multi-ethnic, somebody stop me when I'm lying, organization here where we understand, coming up in this day and time, it's not so much black and white, but there are people who are very afraid right now because what they see is they're afraid of a black planet. What does that mean? That means that people of color now are to the ascendancy. If you understand what Barack Obama represents, it's not representing that black folk all of a sudden are taking over the world, but he sent a signal to the world in this multicultural world that people of color have as much right to rule over the world as anybody else. That's right. That we could all share in the resources in the 196,945 square miles of this planet Earth. And it was a rainbow coalition that put him in.
That's right.
Let's be clear. He would have never got in unless he had Anglo votes too.
Yes.
So what we have to recognize and understand is that right now, at this very time, we're getting ready to hit the reset button. It is very important that people understand that almost a psychological ops was run on us during the last 4 years. All the hope and all the dreams and all the visions that we had were absolutely the day he raised his hand. I was in Washington, D.C., freezing my butt off in that. When the day that president raised his hand, they were in the back room planning on how they were going to ruin his presidency.
That's right.
So the young people that were fired up expecting change, you got to understand that nothing comes without patience.
That's right.
Hard work.
Yeah.
We didn't get where we are just by winky dink and abracadabra. It takes long struggle in order to bring a thing into existence.
That's right.
So young people got deterred. Oh, nothing happened, and then politics as usual. And I thought he was going to change everything. You can't change a system. Listen to me. Spiders make spider webs. Webs don't make themselves. So you got to understand that unless you're going to change the spider, you're never going to change the web.
That's right.
And so what he did was he went and said, I'm going to change the web, but he couldn't change the spiders. In fact, they got worse. They turned into tarantulas.
Yeah.
Did I say something wrong? Stop me when I'm saying something wrong. So our young people were frustrated. Working class was frustrated. Don't you know that for the last 30, 40 years, they've been shipping your jobs overseas, that the deindustrialization of America has taken place?
Yeah.
Don't you know that when your uncles and your grandfathers and your fathers came back from Vietnam or from Korea, they didn't necessarily have to have a high school diploma in order to work for used tools or to go offshore and make kind of money that they could move in the sunny side, buy a house, a car, a truck, a motorcycle, and be able to do things. Now today, you got to have at least 2 years of college. You got to know how to operate some form of computer because we have deindustrialized America and sent our jobs overseas.
Yes. Yes.
We have to understand the very nature of the economy that we're dealing in, and a political system now that is so greased against the average man, he just throws up his hands and becomes apathetic. So you have to know what it is that you're facing. So a people without a vision shall perish.
Yeah.
We got to have a vision. What kind of America, what kind of world do we really want to live in?
Yes.
And then you got to be willing to pay the price if you really want to make that happen. Next thing. A prominent preacher in the city said to me, Brother Muhammad, yeah, I know that the scriptures say that without a vision the people perish. He said, but I want to let you know that a vision without people can perish. So you can have all the vision that you want, but if we don't have people like you that's willing to go out there and knock on doors and pound the streets and to put the spirit back in the people or cast vision again to the people, then our vision will perish because we won't have the people to put it forth. And last but not least, former mayor of Dallas, Ron Kirk, who's now the trade ambassador for the Obama administration, said that a vision without a plan is a hallucination.
That's right.
All right. All right. I don't want you hallucinating. Oh, everything gonna be all right, huh? Well, how we gonna get there? You better pull out a map and let's find a way to get there. So I'm simply closing by simply saying this. The founding fathers of this country did not see this road.
That's right.
That's the fatal flaw with America. The founding fathers of this country did not see this room. When they said we the people, they didn't include the female.
That's right.
There was no females in that room.
That's right.
When they said we the people, they didn't see the Latino, they didn't see the Asian, they didn't see the Arab, they didn't see the Muslim. They didn't see no. What they saw was their white male property owners.
That's all. Those
were the men. 74 men were invited. Some 55 showed up, and 39 signed the Constitution. Really 38, but I'll just round it off to 39. Signed it. And everybody that was there didn't agree with it. So understand, brothers and sisters, that right now you're about to change the paradigm of America.
That's right.
And nothing comes into existence without struggle.
That's right.
Nothing comes into existence without struggle.
That's right.
And voting is the only peaceful means we have left.
That's right. Say it. Say it again.
Do not be dissuaded or afraid of what you see going on overseas in the Arab Spring. Do not be afraid. That is the result of literally a century of suppressing the desire of the people in the Middle East just to have a say in their governance.
That's right.
Listen to me well. They don't necessarily want Western style democracy. They just wanted a say in their governance.
That's right.
And a whole whole century of suppressing Islamist desires. So now you got a mixture of these Islamicists and people who have been affected by us now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. They see us, they like things in America. They come to America, they party, they go back home and say, yeah, there's some good things I like. Do you know that rap music is affecting that whole area of the world? That when I travel overseas with Minister Farrakhan, whether it's in Turkey or it's in Africa, that is the urban beat, the sound of hip-hop music that is actually percolating the Arab Spring and now the Arab Autumn. It is our culture, it is our way, it is our outlook that is giving them insight into their condition. So I'm saying there's more at stake than just you and I, our individual job, our individual household, our individual neighborhood, even our city. The world is hanging on what you and I do. That's just how important what it is about occupying the vote and occupying the hood. So I want to congratulate you for taking time out and fulfilling a sacred duty as a citizen. To come out and to involve others in this. And I'm saying to the blacks, to the whites, to everybody, I don't fear the immigration of my Latino brothers. I like to call them indigenous. And you can call them Latino, you can call them Hispanic. They're indigenous to me. They was here first.
That's right.
I think I'm wrong. Nobody get mad with me. They were here first.
That's right.
So I just want us to get in our head and not get in our head that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything belongs to God. And what we need to do is to occupy that space in our hearts where we got room for the whole of humanity to have freedom, to have justice, to have equality, to live out what they were born to do. Everyone in here is an individual miracle created by God. There's nobody else like you. Nobody has your fingerprints. Nobody has your voice prints. Nobody has your blood type. It's only you. We can tell who you are by your DNA, your divine natural ability.
That's right.
We know who you are. So you don't have to be me, and I don't have to be you. But you just be the best you that you can be. And then let's all work together to bring about the change that we all hoped for earlier. Let's make it so. And it's not that we're against anybody, but we know what we're for.
That's right.
We're for each other, and we know that we're all going to rise up together. So come on, keep the faith, don't lose hope, and let's go on out here and get our people to the polls and let the chips fall where they may. But let's not lose.
Thank you very much, Minister Mohammed. Let me tell y'all, I know it's getting late. We're going to wrap this up.